Hello everybody, welcome back to Sonic and Knuckles. My name is Uber Revenge, and here we're gonna take on Sky Sanctuary Zone. We see the Death Egg is back to full power, and she is taken back off into space. So it looks like our new ally, Mr. Knuckles, is gonna help us out here, now that we've proven ourselves a worthy hero. It's time to ascend to the top of the world to give chase to the big man. These suckers here are probably one of the most annoying monsters in the game. They try to time their laser shots to when you're jumping right in front of them, so you have to figure out how to not only outmaneuver but out-time them, because they tend to catch you if you're not paying attention. This stage is done all in one go, but there are 3 bosses in it. Here is going to be a throwback to the very first Sonic game, and it looks like we have a look-alike trying to take us out now. So we'll dodge him. And even though I have 50 rings, I'm going to save my Super Sonic. Oh boy. Oh, figures, I knew it. Sometimes that bounce is killer. It's okay. Like I said, there's 4 boss fights to this stage. Whoa. Sometimes they're literally waiting right in front of you to catch you. This stage is obviously a fan favorite for many reasons. Probably the most obvious being this is where you really take on the role of the hero, and you have your goal in mind of how you're going to stop Robotnik. And now it's time to just simply get after him and get him one last time. This is also one of the more well-designed stages in the game. I'm glad they saved it for the end of this one. Towards the end, at least. This is a throwback to Sonic 2, I believe. Oh my, how did that happen? Okay, we'll just take advantage of that. And this is an exploit that's really only doable if you're Sonic, because he jumps higher. And then we'll just take care of that. Okay. Kind of bombing on keeping our ring supply high, so we'll see if we can... Oh boy. Is it gonna let us in? Nope. Gotta really be careful from here on out if we want to have enough rings by the time we hit the last boss here. Not too big of a deal either way, but I like a little theatricality towards the end of the game. Let these last bosses know that I'm not gonna take them lightly, and they shouldn't take me lightly. Ow. Like I said. Oh, okay. Well. Well, how are you supposed to do that? Okay. Well. Let's see if we can do this one more time. Oh boy. Whoops. There we go. Just gotta not jump so high, I guess. Sheesh. Okay, got some rings again. That's better. Really need to try to get some more. Well, maybe I was wrong. I think there are only 3. Because here's the last part of this stage. And I'm gonna reach one of those checkpoints up here, so I need to... Oh, no! Well, okay. So we will just roll right into this boss. So, for those who don't pay attention much to anything other than the games, I believe this guy is different from Robosonic. I think he is designated as Mecha Sonic. Well, you're really going with the backwards thing there. There we go. I'm just kind of being careful with him. He's kind of being feisty. There we go. And notice he didn't completely blow up. He's still there. That comes into play later, not in this run, but later. Okay. Here comes a pretty cool scene. Looks like the world has just kind of been destroyed all the way up to this one last thing. So by the speed of our feet, we're making chase and making one final jump to get to our guy here. And so we come to the final stage of the game. This stage is ridiculously huge. Like these stages take almost the entire time frame that you're allowed to beat them. And they're just so long and full of stuff, full of traps, and they definitely don't make it easy. That much is certain. All right, this is probably the major mechanic of this half of the stage, where you kind of do that whole rotating room, kind of an anti-gravity deal. That kind of takes on a whole new meaning in the second half, though, so we only have to deal with that in this part. So, kind of not worried too much about collecting rings so much. Oops. Kind of wonder if I was too close there. We're gonna... Oh my god! How about that? Okay. Okay, I can deal. Alright, take what we can get and move on. I ain't gonna risk losing those. Okay, so these paths here, gotta be quick on those because they disappear just as fast as they show up. So these electrified floors, I always wondered what they were thinking when they designed those floors like that. It's almost like they knew that Sonic was going to someday infiltrate the Death Egg, and they just wanted to make the floor as treacherous as they could. I don't know. So for this stage, the lightning shield is definitely preferable. There's a lot of high jumps, a lot of rings to catch with the magnet. Yeah, it's definitely a big asset to have when trying to trek through these stages. These gear platforms that raise up and down, those can cause a lot of headache if you're not paying attention, because there's almost always these little missile launchers that come with those, and they are ready to fire on you when you're not ready. So like here, you just gotta... For this one, it's a little bit easier, but for later ones, they really make you stay on your toes for fear of getting hit. Like here, you gotta just simply ducking, you can miss those easily. So we just gotta wait for this one to go through, wait for that to fire again. Cool. Alright, this part is a little confusing. I don't know why they added this part into this stage, but you gotta hit this thing You gotta hit this thing, and those yellow button deals, you gotta hit all 6 of those and make them red to unlock the door to the next part. And yeah, this part can get pretty stressful. Is it the bottom one there? No. Let's try going up here. Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay. Alright, I wonder if we're close to the... this part is just filler. I mean, it's supposed to get you to somewhere you couldn't normally get to, but I think it's obnoxiously long and kind of unnecessary. Especially at this part, where you can just kind of jump past it and go on your own path, because especially here you can get rings and different things you would normally miss by taking the path, because it takes you all the way across. So in a sense, if you're trying to play it safe, you can do that part to make it easier, but yeah, look at how many rings you miss by doing that. I'm already up to 300 rings. Okay, so here's the mini boss. This is, I believe, by far the toughest mini boss. So we're just going to take it into high gear here. This is also one of the longest mini bosses because you get through that phase, and then it takes almost just as many hits to get through this phase. And when you're doing it normally, there's so many chances to lose your rings, and yeah, you have to be extremely good at it. One note here is to stand in the middle here, because the floor literally drops out beneath you, and if you're not standing right in the center, you'll just fall off and die, and then you'll have to repeat that annoying boss all over again. It has happened to me more than once, and it is extremely aggravating. See how small that is? Yeah. Okay, on to part 2. Whoops. Okay. This one is especially worse for time management because of the difficulty of the boss for this stage. You thought that one took forever. The next one, there really isn't that much of a cheap win. You gotta really be at the top of your game, and you gotta know exactly what you're doing, because it is very easy to run out of time and then to... Oh boy. Okay. It's very easy to run out of time and like hit the time limit, and then all of a sudden... Oh, good. Sweet. Come on. Oh. Like I said, these platforms don't tend to last very long. Hit this switch, and then all of a sudden you're back on the ceiling. So remember when I said the anti-gravity mechanic came into play? Yeah, this is kind of where it happens. You got to watch when you're going to transition to the ceiling here. That's just meant to be annoying. This kind of warp pad deal, that comes into play in the boss fight. So they're kind of introducing that to you to get you ready. Okay. Alright. Whoa. Almost made a mistake. Gotta forget. Or gotta remember, rather. Okay. Never seen one or haven't seen that yet in this run, but that, I believe, takes all your rings. I don't think it kills you. Alright. Okay, back on our feet. Okay. I've had trouble with that part because for some reason the game wants to not register that you're trying to... what is that? I don't know why he was just kind of waiting there. Thought I was gonna fall for that one. 99 rings. I'm sure we could pick up one more. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. This is another part where we're managing your skills on that really comes into play. Okay. Okay. So for this part, oh man, you gotta really get a. Oh jeez. Come on. Oh wow. Oh no 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 no. Oh jeez. Okay. What are we doing? My goodness. Nope. Oh boy. That was close. I thought I was gonna bite it there. Oh no. Whew. Like I said, the difficulty just ramps up here. Come on, let me up, let me up, let me up. No. Okay, gotta go back down. Alright, we made it. Will we get a bonus here? Yes. Let's see what we get. Shoot. Okay. Kind of useless. I was hoping for the other one. See if we can get our lightning shield back. Okay. Try to get him. I don't even bother with those spiked enemies because you got to hit them a certain way, and they're just a waste of time because you can usually skip them. And for this part, this little travel mechanic is kind of mandatory because never really tried, but then again, I don't see any other way to accomplish where this takes you other than just taking the path. See, we're already at 4.5 minutes here. I think that's this stage just goes on forever, it seems like. And there's many of these that you have to deal with. And this one just never wants to end. Okay, here we go. Now we're back in business. I just gotta do my best to not lose it. Okay, just making sure. I always get so jumpy on this stage because it seems like any little thing is just waiting behind the corner. I mean, come on, it's the Death Egg. Why wouldn't he not be trying to kill you any chance you get? So for that part, I learned to get the missile launcher on screen and wait right before it fires. So then when you drop down onto this, you'll be safe. Okay, I believe we've come to the boss here. So this boss, going to supersonic is completely useless here because you cannot hit this boss on your own in any way. You have to use these devices. Oh man, this is what I meant about having to manage your time, because if you can't get it down pat, then you're in big trouble. So the biggest strategy I use is to just try to time when he's going to pass over these spike devices. Come on. Oh, what? Just like that. Uh-oh, I lost my shield. Which the only reason I really even had the shield was to kind of give me an extra buffer, and obviously for good reason, because I just used that. And it seems like this guy takes a bunch of hits too. There's... Okay. See, we're already at 7 minutes here. Yeah, got him. And it's like when it's doing the animation there, when you're getting ready to warp. There we go. Like I said, it's a lot of timing, a lot of getting it right, so you don't take too long. This is probably one of the most iconic final bosses of the Genesis era, facing off against this guy. I always thought the body resembled a ladybug, so my brothers and I always used to kind of make fun of this guy. This boss, kind of like the mini-boss from Lava Reef, where you had to stomp on the fingers. I don't know why that's a universal fight. Like, as if jumping on someone's fingers is going to be that devastating. Okay. Oh gosh, I almost... So for this, you have to hit the head, or in most, I guess, whatever that is his nose. I don't know what he could have possibly eaten to be blowing fire like that. But one thing to be careful of is when you get the last hit, he stops like this right here, and the platform still keeps falling, so you have to immediately run back to the right edge real quick, otherwise you'll die. Trust me from experience. So I kind of like this part. It's not really that much of a fight, as more it is symbolic, because it's almost like it's Robotnik's last ditch effort to get away, and it's like here's where you either get him or you don't. Once he gets away from here, it's basically all over, and he's still got the emerald, as we can see. Oh boy, I almost lost it. And yet, it's still not over. So, this is a stage that is only unlocked if you have Supersonic, for obvious reasons. This stage is probably the most difficult because you have to keep some supply of rings to keep supersonic status. If you reach zero rings, then you will automatically fail the stage and have to start over. Luckily, it starts right back at this point. You don't have to do the boss from the last stage again or anything. So eventually, we just got to keep hitting these ring bands, and then eventually the rocks will quit coming for a moment. Okay, so now it's here where you get to actually do the fight. So for this fight, these missiles that shoot out, you have to lead them. They're obviously homing missiles. You have to lead them to that very small spot on Robotnik's head. Failing. And you have to do this kind of quick because, oh boy. Come on, you. Okay. Let's see, I'm already getting low on... And it takes a lot of hits. Okay, let's get past this phase because we're about to run out of rings here. It takes a second. Oh boy, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close, gonna be close. Oh boy. Okay. So here, this part loops for the rest of this stage. So if you find yourself low on rings, like we were right there, then you can take a minute or so. We still got plenty of time. Take some time to build your rings back up to a healthy point. try to take advantage of those double ring bands. Yeah, that definitely helps. So we aren't gonna go full pursuit just yet. We're see if we can do one more pass here. There's definitely a sense of urgency in this stage. Oh boy. Yeah, if you're not ready for that first part with the missiles, your ring count can deplete really quick. Okay, let's hit that double one. One more time. Okay, let's try this. Okay. And every hit is pretty devastating in the sense that you get knocked completely back. So, let's go back here. And of course, hitting every rock doesn't help any little thing. And like you saw there, all you have to do is just hit him. Just kind of catch up for a split second and run into him. I don't remember exactly how many hits it takes, but let's see if we can get him here. Oh boy. There we go. Come on, you. Sometimes you can get to him before the missiles release all the way. Because notice they have to fire forward. That means they have to kind of take a second to turn around and come after you. So you have that one split second when he's still firing where you can try to get in your hit. That's usually the best strategy. Oh gosh, I'm missing them. Okay, here we go. Stock up again. Okay. Try to get to it right. Yes, there we go. Let's see if we can get another one real quick. Not hit any. Oh, come on. Wow. And if you keep pursuing like this, then obviously he's going to keep firing, and eventually you find yourself just kind of overwhelmed. So usually they recommend just go for one hit at a time, and then if you have to, try to regroup. Come on. Ugh. Okay, I'll take it. Yes! Alright, we've done it. Well, overall I'd say that was a pretty flawless run. Get to see our good ending here, as it were. So there, I always try to see the different parts of the island. I go back to all the different stages they put you through. I kind of see maybe the pyramid part, the lava area, the whole kind of general area looks, you know, like it could be the stages that you went through in the game. I always thought that was pretty cool how they just made the whole island lift off the ocean like that. Well, that wraps up the Sonic run for Sonic and Knuckles. If you guys would like me to do a Knuckles run next, let me know in the comments section. Otherwise, until then, until a new game comes around, stay beautiful.